All right, welcome. Today we are diving deep into the world of some of the ocean's most, well, beautiful creatures. But don't let their ghost-like, delicate looks fool you for a second. We're talking about the silent killers of the deep, jellyfish. And that's the big question, isn't it? It just doesn't seem to add up. These things are basically just bags of water, drifting around without a single thought. And yet, somehow, they've evolved some of the most sophisticated and deadly venoms on the entire planet. How? Well, let's find out. So we're going to start with the jellies you might actually bump into on your next beach vacation. Now, these aren't the absolute deadliest on our list, but trust me, a run-in with one of these guys could still totally ruin your trip. First up, we've got a creature you can find in pretty much every ocean on Earth, the moon jellyfish. They have this really cool, kind of glowy look with that four-leaf clover pattern on top. You've probably seen pictures of them. They look harmless, right? Well, looks can be deceiving. And just look how widespread they are, literally everywhere. But I want you to focus on that threat level, painful irritant. Honestly, that label feels like a massive understatement when you're the one who's been stung. See, a sting from one of these won't kill you, but it's no joke. It releases this nasty mucus that causes some pretty serious pain and swelling. And the real kicker? That pain can stick around for over a week. That's a long time to have a very unpleasant souvenir from your beach day. Okay, next up is a jelly with a nickname that sounds like it's straight out of a monster movie, the purple people eater. Its official name is the purple jellyfish, and yeah, this one definitely makes an impression. So the pain level here is something most of us can imagine. It's like a bee sting. But unlike a bee, this jelly, which hangs out in popular spots like the Gulf of Mexico, has stingers all over its body, even on its head, not just on the tentacles. And this is absolutely crucial to remember. You are not safe even if you see one washed up on the sand. Those stinging cells stay active long after the jellyfish is dead. So if you spot one on the beach, do not touch it. Give it a very, very wide berth. Okay, now things are about to get weird. We're moving beyond the common stingers and into the realm of true oddballs. We're talking giants, imposters, and creatures with some really bizarre ways of attacking. First, in this strange category is the cannonball jellyfish, and it's called that for a reason, not just its shape, but for how it protects itself. This one doesn't just rely on its tentacles to get the job done. This is just incredible. When it gets scared, its first move isn't to sting you directly. No, it shoots out a cloud of toxic mucus into the water around it. And if you're unlucky enough to swim through that cloud, the toxins are potent enough that they could actually trigger a heart attack. You don't even have to touch it to be in serious danger. And now, for our first big imposter, the Portuguese man-o'-war. You've probably heard of this one. It's that beautiful, blue, floating creature with an infamous sting. It looks like a jellyfish, it stings like a jellyfish, but it is not a jellyfish at all. So what is it? Well, this is where things get really wild. It's what's called a siphonophore. It's not one animal, it's a they. It's actually a whole colony of tiny individual organisms that are all physically connected and working together like a single being. Each part has a different job. One part floats, others are for stinging, some are for eating, all for the good of the colony. It's bizarre. So let's break that down because it's a huge difference. A real jellyfish is one single animal that can swim on its own. The man-o'-war, on the other hand, is a whole bunch of animals that are completely at the mercy of the wind, using that top floaty bit like a little sail to get around. All right, enough with the imposters. Let's talk about the undisputed heavyweight champion of the jellyfish world. This is the lion's mane, a true sea monster, and the largest jellyfish on the entire planet. 36 meters. Just let that number sink in for a second. To put that in perspective, its tentacles can stretch out longer than a blue whale. A blue whale, the largest animal on Earth. Its main body can be over 2 meters wide, and its thousands of tentacles carry a powerful neurotoxin that can kill pretty much anything that gets tangled up in. Okay, so we've seen the painful ones and the weird ones. Now the tone is going to shift a little bit. We're moving into the deep end to talk about the creatures whose stings aren't just a painful inconvenience, they are potentially fatal. These are the apex predators of the jellyfish world. First up, we have maybe the most terrifying combination you could possibly imagine. A creature that's almost impossible to see, but which packs an unbelievably powerful punch. Meet the Irwakanji. Just look at this. Its body is the size of a sugar cube. A sugar cube! You could swim right past it and have no idea it was even there. But its sting is so bad, it has its own medical condition named after it, Irukandji syndrome. Victims get these horrible muscle cramps, a feeling like their whole body is on fire, and intense vomiting. And the most terrifying part, there is no antivenom. Doctors can only manage your symptoms and hope you're strong enough to survive. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, meet the Irukandji's bigger, even deadlier cousin. This is the one often called the most venomous marine animal on the planet, the box jellyfish or sea wasp. And unlike most jellies that just drift, this one actually hunts. This is the number you need to remember: 30 seconds. After a bad sting, its venom is so powerful and so fast-acting that it can attack the heart and cause cardiac arrest in as little as 30 seconds. It is a terrifying race against the clock to get medical help. So after all of that doom and gloom, you're probably thinking, okay, great. What on earth am I supposed to do if this ever happens to me? And that is a very good question. Being prepared is your absolute best defense. So let's get to the most important takeaway of this whole explainer. Okay, listen up, because this is your essential survival guide. First things first, get out of the water immediately. Second, you have to get any leftover tentacles off, but use a stick or tweezers, never ever your bare hands. And third, and this is absolutely critical, the treatment is different depending on the jelly. For a box jellyfish, you need to douse the sting in vinegar, but for a lion's mane or a man-o'-war, you use warm water. Getting that right could literally be the difference between life and death. So, we've learned that these simple, brainless, boneless drifters can actually be some of the most effective predators on the planet. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other cute, seemingly harmless creatures out there are hiding some seriously deadly secrets? We'll have to find out next time.